Welcome back to KLR, the Photo Guru YouTube channel. My name is KL Rajapanse. Now this video is about choosing to study photography and make it as a job or make it as a career. Now is the time, right? Students have completed their 10th standard, or some of them have completed even plus 2. So they are planning for their future. They want to take up some courses. Plan it very carefully. Their choice of courses must be useful as a career and also something to make money. Sometimes you find our children are not interested in academics. Such children are actually interested in some other activities related to art and crafts. Maybe they might be interested in drawing or painting, dance or music, acting, photography, cinema, media, sometimes even cooking, designing, and a lot more. A lot of things you have related to art, something related to their special skills and special talents. So such children who have got some special talents are interested in offbeat courses may not be sometimes interested in academics as much as we expect them to be. We need to promptly guide them very carefully so that they live a life with their favorite job or their favorite career. Basically, when somebody does a job which he or she likes, naturally the outcome is going to become great, and end of the day, he or she derives happiness out of the job what they are doing. So here, to come out of the routines or to come out of the routine jobs or to come out of the safe jobs and all, many times we are afraid. We don't know whether our children could be able to make it if they go into the art field. But now things have changed. It's our duty rather to identify their skills and put them onto their choice of courses or their choice of career so that they excel well in their respective career. Are you using a DSLR or a mirrorless camera and shooting only in automatic mode? Come out of the automatic mode and explore your camera's other creative controls. Learn the basics right and shoot brilliant photos. Know your camera settings and the digital photographic techniques. Learn to see the subject, use the light and understand the picture composition. Get the hands-on experience through my structured demo sessions and field trips. Join my weekend or full-time courses in Ambitions for Photography Academy. Feel the fun of learning photography. For more information, please see this video details or call 9444441190. Enjoy photography. Photography is always an inspiring career option for anyone interested in the art of seeing and storytelling. It has become a very stable profession now, as the need of good photographers is in high demand, and there are a lot of photographers earning higher than the standard academic persons doing some routine jobs. This is a fact, because a salaried job is based on some qualifications and some basic skills. But when you try to take up a job or a career like photography, it is something related to their special skills, or I would rather call it as their personal skills. If your children are interested in the art of seeing and able to tell stories through their pictures, then maybe you can think about putting them into a professional career which deals with photography. The most important quality to pursue photography as a successful profession is the passion for the art. They must be willing to work 24/7 with the target to achieve, because jobs like photography or a career like photography are something to be practiced all the time. It is basically about 24/7. There are no holidays. There are no time frames to work. Though photography has got a lot of fun, it should be learned and practiced very seriously. Persons with artistic bent of mind and who think out of the box have a better chance to become a successful professional photographer. What makes someone to become a successful photographer is thinking out of the box, thinking very creatively. If such qualities are there in your children, maybe you can give a chance and let them give a try to become a photographer. The present scenario, they must be willing to learn throughout their life, because the field of photography or any art for that matter need to be learned and practiced continuously throughout the life. There's not that now I've done this qualification, yeah, everything is over, now I should do only the job. So here, the learning happens in every job. And your learning happens on everyday basis. You learn from every other person you see, you meet. You learn from every other pictures you see. So if your child is interested to learn throughout his or her lifetime, I think it's a better choice. As far as photography is concerned, it is getting updated every time, every year actually. The technology is changing. The trend of photography is changing. Though it's an art, the art form is getting changed. And the way how the photos are delivered, I think they're all changing. Especially the recent 15 years, I could see that. There's a lot of transition happened in the field of photography, not only in the technology, but also in the overall approach, overall concept. The clients are asking something which they didn't ask 30 years back. So the requirements are different now because the awareness about photography has grown to such a level and the demand is very high. At the same time, it's very challenging for a photographer to deliver what the clients are demanding. So there is nothing like self-taught in photography as far as I'm concerned because we pick up a lot of information from the other photographers through their photos. Internet is another option and YouTube, you know that, is very popular across the internet. Books are another sources. So these are the ways normally photographers will update their knowledge or they learn. But by learning through all these things may not be sufficient, rather that will not make them to be a complete photographer because just a trial and error basis learning may not help in the present scenario. It might take long time to master this art called photography if you try to do it on trial and error basis. Do it, then check it and then correct it, do it, check it, correct it. I think we don't have time for that. I think the market is very, very competitive and there is a lot of time-based, what I can say, challenge you have nowadays in learning. So the learning has to be very much formal and it has to be structured. So this will not happen if somebody is trying to do something related to photography on trial and error basis. As the need of today, a good photographic school can help the students in the following 5 ways. One is, the learners are given ample scope to understand all the possible techniques and art through a structured curriculum. This is very, very important. Learning has to be structured. There must be a clear flow in the learning. So this has to be learned first, followed by that this has to be learned. So there is a time-based or maybe flow-based learning has to be there. You call that as a structured curriculum. And also a formal education gives you a lot of confidence and help to solve the problems that you face when you are doing a real-time job. This is very important. If you are not joining an institution to learn photography, your self-confidence may not be that much and you always have a fear factor of something you don't know. It is there in the back of your mind. You say that there is something I should learn, there's something I should know, something I don't know. These kind of things will be there in the back of the mind because you lack confidence, because you are not being exposed to all kind of challenges during the learning process. So this becomes possible when you join a qualified, or I can say a photographer turned mentor and offering courses through some structured curriculums. A formal education also makes learning quite fast. It reduces the possibilities of mistakes that happens otherwise. For example, a photographer who has attended a formal course will be able to master all the techniques, art and the business in a couple of years. Whereas others might take even years. Sometimes you may not be able to come across such a situation to learn about that particular challenge. So this is something very important. You can't go by guesswork nowadays. The time is very short. The challenges are more. The technology is growing. So the challenges are more. So your learning has to be structured and it has to be really very formal. Most importantly, a good photography school can give you a hands-on experience. You handle expensive cameras, lenses, lights and other art-related, technology-related equipments. There's a clear-cut exposure to get a hands-on feel. You can touch and feel the equipment, work on that, ask doubt about that. So there is a mentor who is there with you. You learn by doing. The philosophy of photography school is learn by doing. is not learned by reading or learned by writing. It is learned by doing. So when you are able to do something with the latest state-of-the-art technology, which is being offered by some standard photographic schools or qualified photographic schools, I think it becomes very easy for a student to get every information about photography before he or she goes into the field and launch as a photographer. Here, the real-time job is very, very important. Sometimes the students also has got an opportunity to work with the mentor's real-time job. He takes up a commercial job and the students go assist them. They handle the equipment, they handle the clients, they handle the accounts, they handle the marketing. So everything is hands-on here, starting from the research part. There's a job, you have to do a research, then you have to plan a detailed planning about the shoot, then there is a shooting, you call it as production. So how to handle the production, okay, how to interact with the other people who are involved in the productions. Say for example, if you're doing a fashion shoot, there are models, there are makeup persons, there are hairstylists, there are stylists, there is a production manager, there is an art director, there is a studio, equipment, rentals. So you interact with all these people. You can know all these things only when you work under somebody who is doing a real-time job, who is a practicing photographer. Please understand, wherever you are going to join in a photographic school, the mentor or the chief faculty must be a practicing photographer. He should be there to update your knowledge. He must be able to tell about the present scenario of photography in terms of technology, art and business. A formal education also gives you an opportunity to develop contacts and networks. Once you join a photographic school, remember there are classmates, there are seniors, there are juniors. When you go out with them, you interact with them, you develop some beautiful contacts. These contacts will develop into a business later. Couple of students can join together to become a partner and launch themselves a photographic studio or a photographic company. Even in my photographic academy, I have seen this in my life. There are students joining together, work together and earn together because their wavelengths are pretty much same because they learned under the same mentor. Their philosophy of photography is the same. They understand photography in the same way how the mutual understanding has to go. So this becomes much more easier and they win the race because there is a mutual support from their classmates, friends and other people actually. So the network is being developed. You are able to identify the network. You know about the list of makeup persons, list of stylists, list of studios, list of hiring companies. So many things are, talk about everything, like the supplies, the technology, equipment, people, everything will be known to you because you are doing that as a formal education and the school is able to give you all these opportunities in a very short time. Maybe in 6 months, sometimes could be 1 year or little more than a year. Whatever the mentor has learned, the course of about 20-25 years, he is able to compress and deliver to you in about 6 months. Whatever he has committed as a mistake, he tells you, don't do this. If you do like that, this is going to become like that. So the mistakes of the mentor is going to be the lesson for the learners. This will not happen even if you assist a photographer for a very long time because when you assist a photographer, he is concerned about the job. He is not a teacher to teach you. You just observe him and many times you observe and you don't know what he is doing because he don't have time to explain to you that. Even if you are trying to observe it and redo it by yourself, you can't do anything other than what he has done. So your observation limits your imagination. Many times it will be just the same work of your senior who has done the job. This is where the lot of problem comes actually. So you are not a different person. You are not allowed to think differently. So there is a kind of a shell and you get into that, you do whatever your senior or maybe the photographer under whom you assist, you repeat the same thing. Might be after some time, maybe 6 months after, you feel really bored to work under that person because it's the same thing is doing continuously for a longer time. Take for example, somebody is doing wedding photography, okay. How long you can assist him? Imagine. So if you take up jobs and do it by yourself, and you go join a place where these things are being taught with different permutation and combinations, there is a scope for you to learn. In a good photography school, they motivate the students. They make them open their mind. They make them think. They make them to be creative. So they let them think. This is the best part of a good photographic school. That is what we are doing it. That is what I've been doing. So I have a lot of good students who have become good photographers down the line in the past 19 years. So I could endorse this kind of an activity very strongly because there is an evidence. I'm not talking anything without evidence. This is an evidential video which can endorse learning photography is a must for this today's scenario. Otherwise, you will be losing time. You will be losing information. You will be losing confidence. So to get all these things in a proper way, I would suggest you to probably take up a course from a standard institution headed by a reputed photographer or a mentor, so that your learning is complete in all the ways and you are more confident to face the industry when you go out and launch yourself as a photographer. These opportunities may or may not happen even after a long time for a self-learned photographers. If you find this information useful, please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel KLR the Photo Guru and press the bell button for the updates. I'll come out with similar videos in future. Take care.